Thanks for being here. I'm going to start really our list of nominees for the most part are over here. We do probably have a few nominees that work midnight shift who we'll just have to recognize later tonight. It's the nature of 24/7 work. You know, you're going to have to catch them when you catch them. We're recognizing 3 awards today. It's Telecommunicator of the Year, which is basically, dispatcher, another term for dispatcher of the year. Communications Training Officer of the Year award. And then finally, our Leadership Team Member of the Year award. We moved from supervisor to leadership team because I have 3 folks that function in other capacities that are not direct supervisor, that without them, we're sunk. So I wanted to recognize our 4 telecommunicators of the year. Nominees: Jim Chamberlain, Karen Helton, Gia Rutherford, and Tanya Perry. Jim Chamberlain. Jim, come on up, bud. Silver Star for outstanding performance. For consistent and punctual attendance, constantly a pleasant demeanor with both of our callers and our coworkers, and a willingness to tackle any assignment, helping all your coworkers at the same time. We do appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Karen Helton. I apologize to them. I did not give any clothing warnings at all to them, so they all said, how rude, and they're dressed down this week for achieving a medical stat that we've been really working on since June, of achieving our medical calls 90% dispatch within 90 seconds. So that's the award is take your uniform and leave it in the closet for the week. So they're doing what I asked them to, and then I did this, and they say, jerk. So. Karen's recognized for consistent daily performance and attendance, boasting one of the highest call processing stats on her shift. She's knowledgeable on Franklin police procedures and is always willing to help others with a pleasant attitude to both coworkers and callers. She also assumed this year the assignment of alternate NCIC TAC, which is a great responsibility. So thank you, Karen, for that. Congratulations. Gia Rutherford is on midnight shift. She was nominated for exemplifying teamwork every time she comes to work, leading by example in the execution of her daily duties, and caring for callers and responders alike, and just being a general joy to work with. She is both consistent in attendance and then commendations from the field. So we recognize Gia, who's be here later. Our telecommunicator of the year is Tanya Perry. For her working diligently in her first 12 months of hire to become the first department employee fully trained on all radio disciplines and departments proficiently. Her high level of customer service and professional courtesy while communicating on the radio and the phone takes her to another level. She takes her profession seriously, and it reflects in all the works that she does. She's a team player and gets along with her peers and her supervisors, so an Outstanding Performance Award star for you, ma'am, and then a plaque recognizing the honor. Thank you for being such a stud. Appreciate you. All right. Who's fucking? What are they? Come back here. Come back. There's a picture. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our Communications Training Officer of the Year nominations. We had 4 individuals nominated in this category. The first person in this category nominated was Tanya Perry, the same one who was just here, Telecommunicator of the Year, for functioning as a CTO, utilizing all of her resources effectively, making proper use of her downtime, and being attentive to her trainees' needs. She's confident, helpful, gives great direction, and always shows attention to her trainees. She helps when needed and knows when to take over when necessary. So an extra one for you for doing such a great job as a trainer, so thank you. Which is honestly the kind of trainer that we're looking for, is somebody who's a great employee and then can replicate herself in her trainees. We have a great staff of CTOs for sure, and all the nominees in this category count. Brandy Rhodes is our next nominee for being dedicated to her trainees, taking training seriously. And I like this one. It says, every trainee she trains seems to turn out to be a good dispatcher. She ensures the trainees understand the importance of their job while being a punctual and conscientious employee. So Brandy, thank you very much for what you do. Our next nominee in this category is Heather Young. Heather Young's recognized for being a dedicated trainee who also takes training seriously. All of her trainees turn out to be great dispatchers, and she ensures that they understand the importance of their job. And she is also on time, reliable. You can set your clock by Heather. Thank you, Heather. Great job. Our final nominee in this category and recipient of the Communications Training Officer of the Year award is Jonathan Hobson. For assisting with the instruction of APCO Emergency Medical Dispatch and PST1 Public Safety Telecommunicator 1 courses this year with new and existing employees, Mr. Hobson showed consistent initiative offering to assist the training coordinator with various projects and tasks directed at improving the training program, including the compiling of data used in the first quarterly in-service classes in November. Mr. Hobson is punctual and thorough with his training documentation. He uses excellent training methods to break new telecommunicators of bad habits, building them up from the first day of training to their last day of observation to become excellent telecommunicators. Mr. Hobson rarely needs to consult with supervision to make the right decision and has proven that his critical thinking skills are well above par. He works to forge camaraderie between all the CTOs, consistently with checking with his fellow trainers to compare notes and offer support. He's punctual, knowledgeable, eager to help, and truly enjoys his profession. Our center benefits from his drive and his enthusiasm to teach, and it emanates what a CTO at our department should strive to be. So we recognize you with a Outstanding Performance Award and a plaque stating such. Sir, thank you. Yeah, bring it in here. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Our last category is Leadership Team of the Year. These are the folks that I am most closely connected with day to day and week to week, and without their brains and brilliance, I look dumber than I even am. So I'm thrilled to have this crew. First nominee is Catherine Burridge. She's our database specialist. Kathy has conducted exemplary work this year implementing a variety of technology projects, including a beta version 911 soft switch controller, a CAD analytics software, while making continued improvements to our CAD system, both internal and external, for all of our public safety partners. This is probably the face or the voice of the email you guys communicate with most often for all your MDT and CAD needs and our 911. And if Kathy weren't here, none of our stuff works. So Kathy, thank you. You're the best. Our next nominee is Danielle Ferguson. She works midnight shift and her husband kidnapped her for a holiday away on their off days. So we allowed that. But Danielle is recognized for her exemplary work for uniting all 3 midnight shifts to achieve specific operational goals in cooperation with the department's training program. They identified some things we needed to get done, and through some games and some efforts, they really tackled and achieved. One of them was speak to subject on our side to get that used appropriately and really done efficiently and well. So she's recognized for that. So we recognize Danielle. Next nominee is Chris Hazelwood. Chris, for exemplary work as our NCIC Terminal Agency Coordinator, has spent the year addressing policy and procedure and training gaps related to the department's handling of our CJIS data, our criminal justice information data, for multiple law enforcement agencies inside of our consolidated environment. We've had some bumps, we've had some bruises, so there's been lots of meetings and lots of training and lots of things to learn, and all that saying the other 20 hours a week he spends answering phone calls and dispatching the radio at the console. So he's the jack of all trades. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you.
Thank you much.
Our next nominee in this category is Jennifer Schwindeman, recognized for exemplary work instituting a basic and continuing education program for new hires and existing employees, both academic and on the job, and leading a team of focused and determined CTOs. Thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so much.
So our leadership team member of the year is Jessica Stewart. She's a day shift supervisor, recognized for this consistently demonstrating quality work. She received public commendations for her quick handlings of a request for service from a Franklin Police Department officer, coordinated with her team members to triage a heavy call volume with a prolonged winter weather incident in the last January, consistently dispatching medical calls quickly and efficiently, one of which cleared us of any liability after a complaint. It was actually proven that she and the call-taking counterpart dispatched the call in 51 seconds when there was a complaint about how long it took the medic to get there. It was no concern on either side, but it was great to get in there and look at that and see how quickly that call was dispatched. Well, Supervisor Stewart serves as the chair of the Telecommunicator Engagement Committee, a role she's embraced with enthusiasm and gusto, engaging committee members to initiate a snack stand with proceeds benefiting telecommunicators in personal need or recognizing shifts through contests. Under her leadership, the committee organized a food drive through the month of October, yielding nearly 300 pounds of food for the Well Outreach, which serves Williamson and Maury counties, as well as encouraging a costume contest among employees. Ms. Stewart's commitment to engaging personnel in a relationship while at work positively impacts the shape and direction of our culture, which is as critical as we continue to establish this consolidated department of emergency communications. So, an outstanding performance award for you. Thank you. And a plaque recognizing you as such. So, thank you very much. I'd like to get another big just round of applause for the group of nominees and the winners. Thank you guys very much for your time, Mr. Mayor. And thank you guys for taking your time out. I do appreciate it.